Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Intro to Computer Applications at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of feedback on the Excel Module 2 activities that I finished grading yesterday. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for Excel Module 3 and our production exam for Excel. Alright, so the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the Excel Module 2 activities yesterday. If you haven't already gone in and looked at your grades for those activities and read the corresponding grading comments, go ahead and do that as soon as you can. And let me know if you have any questions at all. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Of course, as you know, most of the time when I count points off on your assignments, I have a pretty detailed explanation on the grading comments as to why I counted those points off. In other words, what instruction that you skipped over, or formatting that you did incorrectly, something like that. So, but if you do have questions, just let me know. Most of you did well on the Excel Module 2 assignments. I was very pleased overall. Most of you are able to get the formulas and functions inserted correctly and get all the formatting done on your worksheet correctly and so forth. So most of you are really doing well. You're really putting the time and effort in, and I really appreciate that. So keep up the good work. There were a few of you I noticed that had some problems on the formatting. I think part of it is some of you may be going through the assignments too quickly and you're skipping formatting steps and so forth. So always remember to kind of take your time as you're working through the steps. Make sure you're doing each step correctly, and then as you do each step in the instructions, compare what your workbook looks like with what it should look like in the textbook. All right, and just make those corrections as you go. Also, some of you forgot to insert the formulas and functions in your worksheets. Some of you did that in just a few cells. Some of you did it in several cells of the worksheets. But just as a reminder, it is very important. In fact, it's critical that we learn how to insert formulas and functions. That's one of the key reasons that we're learning how to use Excel. That's one of the main purposes of Excel, is to insert the formulas and functions that you want to get the calculated values that you want in your worksheet. And once you've done that, then you're able to make changes to the worksheet data later on, and all of those calculations are recalculated when you make those changes to the worksheet. If you just type in the calculated values, then that's just a static number that you're going to have to constantly go in and recalculate yourself each time you enter a new number. So that kind of defeats the whole purpose of learning how to use Excel when you just type in the calculated values. So always make sure that when it says to insert a particular formula or function to get a particular calculated value in your worksheet, that you actually insert the formula or function and not just the calculated value. Like I said, the main purpose of inserting the formulas and functions is to make it easier later on when you go and make changes to the worksheet. And also, any charts that you created based on that data will automatically be recreated when you enter new data in your worksheet. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. You'll need to make sure that you kind of keep that in mind for the Module 3 activities that we have coming up, and then also on the production exam that we have coming up over Excel. All right. The Excel Module 2 objective test, most of you did well on that. Just as a reminder, though, you can take those tests as many times as you want to up until the due date. Your highest grade is automatically recorded So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so that brings us to Excel Module 3. So if we go to the activities page in Ozarka, right now we are on week 9 of the semester, and so this is the week before spring break week. And of course, we don't have anything due this week, but you should still be working on the Module 3 activities, which are due when we come back after spring break. Specifically, they're due Tuesday, March 26th. So don't wait until after spring break to get started on those activities. Go ahead and be working on them this week. And that way, if you go ahead and get them done this week, and then you don't have to worry about them during spring break. Then you can have your spring break week free. All right? So that would be my recommendation, is go ahead and work on the Module 3 activities this week. Then you have them ready to submit. You can go ahead and submit them this week if you want to. And then you have your spring break week free. All right? Excel Module 3, Assignment 1, that's going to be a fairly long and detailed assignment. So make sure that you start early enough that you're able to take your time and get the assignment completed. There's only one assignment for Module 3, and the reason I did that is normally we have 3 assignments, but on this particular module, it is very, very detailed. It's going to take quite a while to work through the assignment, and so it's worth more points than most of the other assignments have had, and it's also, again, more. It's going to be more time-consuming. It's much more detailed. So let's click on that assignment for Module 3 here, and you'll notice there's quite a few instructions I've included for this particular module assignment. Make sure you carefully read through those instructions that I provided, and then you'll notice I have demonstration videos here at the bottom of the assignment page, where I basically take you step by step through the creation of this workbook, both the worksheet and the chart. All right, and so what I would recommend, if you have problems working through the steps in the textbook, I would go ahead and work through the demonstration videos and use those as a way to guide you through the creation of the Module 3 assignment. Because, like I said, in the videos, I basically show you step by step how to do all of the instructions, go through all the instructions for the assignment, and create the workbook and the chart. In this Module 3, you're going to be doing a lot of things that we haven't learned yet. So, again, that's why it's very important to make sure that you start early enough that you're able to work through all the steps. Okay. Let's see. One of the things also that I need to remind you about is that it's going to have you do some of the steps. It's going to have you do, such as filtering and the data labels. It's going to have you do that just to learn how to do it, and then it's going to have you undo some of those things that you do to the worksheet and the chart. So make sure that you follow the steps on pages EX 355 and 356, because it's going to specifically tell you, what formatting steps that you've already done that you need to undo. All right. So make sure that you do that. Make sure that you're following and working through all the steps on the assignment. All right. It's going to have you change some of the, another thing it's going to have you do is change some of the worksheet values to see how your formulas and functions, the calculated values, change in your worksheet when you make changes to the values. And so make sure you do that as well. That's one of the things that in the past students have kind of skipped over. So that's why I wanted to make a point to make sure that you need to make sure that you work through those steps where you're changing the values in the worksheet. All right. And so as you're working through Module 3, Assignment 1, let me know if you have any questions. You can use that discussion item on the activities page. Let me show you real quick here. There's a Excel Module 3 help discussion under week 11, which is when the Module 3 is due. You can use that to ask a question, and that way when I answer your question on the discussion board, other students will be able to see the answer that I gave, and it may help other students who have similar questions. Okay, so be working on that Excel Module 3. Now, another thing you'll notice when we come back after spring break, that week when we come back, we also have the Excel production exam. It's going to be available from March 27th through March 29th. All right, which is that Wednesday through Friday of the week after spring break. So on that Excel production exam, you're going to be creating a worksheet and a chart very similar to what you did in Module 1. But there will also be some tools added that you learned in Modules 2 and 3. Okay, so to study for the Excel production exam, what I would do is go back and study the assignments that you completed for Excel modules 1 through 3. All right, and I will send you more information, more specific information about the production exam for Excel later this week, and so be looking for that. And the only other thing I need to tell you about is midterm grades are due this week. They're actually due by Friday of this week. But since our next set of activities is not due until after spring break, I will probably go ahead and input your midterm grades probably tomorrow. Okay? So I'll probably do that tomorrow. So later this week, go ahead and look at your midterm grade in Miles Arca and just let me know if you have any questions. It shouldn't be any big surprise because it's just going to be whatever letter grade corresponds to the percentage grade that you have right now in the class. So it shouldn't be a surprise. But if you do have questions, just let me know and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. And that's really all I have for you for today. So again, be working on Module 3. Let me know if you have questions. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and enjoy spring break week. And I will talk to you again sometime after spring break. Thank you.